Send your emails to talk@larslarson.com. David, thanks for listening. What's on your mind today?
Yeah, this Biden economy, Lars, it's awful. I don't know how we're going to make it through. It's gotten even worse for me. I took, even though the stock market's up, it's at all-time highs, and I took 80% of my portfolio and I put it into Trump Media Group stock. Well, that stock is down 50%, and people are now saying that once the blackout period for Trump is over, he's going to cash his chips in because he's got no more money.
Well, now, hold on. When you say it's down 50%, when did you buy into it?
Kind of at the high when it first IPO'd.
Why would you do that?
It's down like
that seems. Because my understanding is in the last few weeks, I've been following the news on it. It's gone up. It's gone up pretty dramatically in about the last 6 weeks. So you bought at the high. He's so hard up for cash that once his blackout period's over, he's going to cash his chips in, and the thing's going to crash to zero. What makes you think he's hard up for cash right now, David? What makes you think that?
Do you think this is the best grift he's ever done out of all his grifts?
David, I want you to answer my question first. You want to make assertions. You bought a stock at the wrong time. You apparently don't like Donald Trump, which makes me wonder why you'd tell me on the radio that you're buying stock in a company that is Trump's company when you don't like Trump. I don't understand that. I don't buy stock in companies of people that I don't like. I don't buy a lot of stock anyway, but I'm wondering why would you buy stock in a company run by a guy that you think is a grifter?
I did like him. I thought everything he touches turned to gold, but then I started realizing that he's a complete con man.
When did you realize this, and what made you realize it, David?
Well, once I stopped watching OAN and Newsmax and started actually...
David, I think you're just pulling my leg. I think you're a solid left-wing Democrat, and you're just pulling my leg because none of what you're saying adds up. What do you think is the greatest cheat that he's ever pulled off?
Well, this latest one is pretty good, but Trump University, Trump Steaks, Trump Airlines, the USFL.
Why were those grifts? I mean, he ran an enterprise to sell steaks with his name on it. Didn't work out as well. But why was that a grift? He decided to sell the product. Most of the things he puts his name on, he makes more money on. I can find lots of examples of people who are very successful in business, even some on the left, who've run companies. I mean, Amazon for years made no money at all, and yet their stock was tremendous, which makes me think that you're just faking this. You're saying, oh, I love Donald Trump, till I found out he was a con man. Well, we talked about Trump University a long time ago. People, said they wanted to get training and learn how to do deals the way he did. Whether that was worthwhile or not, I think it's caveat emptor. Let the buyer beware. But you're telling me that happened years ago and we knew about it years ago is what just recently convinced you that Trump is a grifter? That the timeline doesn't add up on that, David, does it?
Do you think I should take the remaining 20% and buy his NFT cards?
I'm not going to give you financial advice, David. I think you're just trying to be anti-Trump. The fact is that Donald Trump right now is accused of criminally undervaluing or overvaluing his property in New York City, a crime in which there were no victims, nobody lost money, and all of the people who might have been victims, the bank said, we'd love to do business with him again. He always pays off in full and on time. So you've got that. You've then got the current case, which says he falsified business records, a charge on which the statute of limitations ran out years ago. And now he's in court, and the judge is daring him to say something crazy so the judge can throw him in jail. Do you know what throwing Donald Trump in jail is going to do? It'll guarantee his re-election to the presidency on November 5th of this year. David, the funny thing is, you even had Joe Biden go on CNN last night and say Donald Trump has never been successful at anything. And I have always been successful. Now think about that for a moment. What exactly has Joe Biden been successful at? He was a senator to which you can't name a single piece of legislation that he's known for, despite decades in the U.S. Senate. He was a vice president, and he managed to aid his son in a bunch of sleazy deals in Ukraine and China and Moscow, very much to the Biden crime family's benefit, but not at all to the benefit of the American public. David, I think those little tricks are not going to work out very well, but I wish you well with them, and I wish you well with your Trump stock, if you actually own it. 866-439